Hi VC, it's Maria. I'm doing my first video without my friend Shani doing the camera. I'm using the Vinyl Richie bag of rice method. I just want to say, Shani, you can never be replaced with a bag of rice. So let's see how I do solo on this one. First, I wanted to say to the VC, this is the first time I've ever been part of an online community. And I originally started making these videos to tackle my technophobia, and I'm probably one of the most technologically challenged people you'll ever meet. So this is what I'm doing, So let's see how I do it alone this time. I wanted to mention a few people in the VC. Pat Chennington. I didn't know until I saw your video called Weird Records. I didn't know that an album that I've had in my possession since 1984 had a specific characteristic. The disc is actually purple. It might come across blue, but it looks blue on the screen, but from where I am, it's actually a purple disc. Never knew that till I saw his video on Weird Records. So thanks for that info. That helped me out. I also wanted to mention 5-hole audio with Dirk. He gave me a shout out on his channel recently, and he has started doing videos in the past 3 or 4 months, just like I have. So check out his channel. He shows some interesting stuff. And then the big thank you, Lisa Tedesco. You sent so many people my way. You mentioned me on one of your videos. I got several subscribers from you, and thank you. That's so sweet of you. I was just recently watching her she's doing Bass to Bass with Lisa and Glenn. So they're talking, Glenn Kellaway and Lisa are talking about bass players. So I think they've got about 5 episodes of that going. So check that out. So anyway, today, the video I wanted to do, I was looking through my collection and I realized there are a lot of artists that I'm playing catch up on. And it was people who I had heard of. They were on my radar, but I really, until about 2 years ago, I've been playing catch up. And the artist I'm going to talk about today is Joe Jackson. So I guess he was on, so his song, Is She Really Going Out With Him? I know I heard that on the radio, and I'm sure I've heard those words spoken in my presence several times. But it came off, this is his debut album. And well, in addition to that, I think I heard Stepping Out, which is not on this album, but those 2 songs put him on my radar, and I never, until about 2 years ago, investigated further. So his debut album, and look at the cover, it's Look Sharp is the name of the album, and Rolling Stone magazine, it's number 22 in the best album covers of all time, which I don't really see. The music's good. I'm not really into the cover, but it is considered an iconic cover. So yeah, the debut album, this came out in January of '79, and he was really busy that year because he released another album, I think in November of '79, and it is I'm the Man. Now this one, I do like. There are some, I've only listened to it about 2 or 3 times since I've gotten it, but really, let me show. So this I found very amusing. Look at the net t-shirt that this gentleman's wearing here. I find that so funny. Men don't wear net t-shirts like that anymore. I think we know the reason. So yeah, this one I haven't listened to as much as the others because I'm slowly, like I'm saying, playing catch up and trying to get back, find all this stuff that I missed the first time around. So I'm like 40 years late on a lot of these. And so the next one, so this was under the name the Joe Jackson Band. And I love, let's see, stay in the light. I love the cover art. If you look really closely, there is so much going on there. On the back, so this is Beat Crazy. On the back, they're all, I guess, shielding their eyes from the spotlight. And this one was pretty good too. It really, so let me see. There's something on the inner sleeve. So they basically, it's got the lyrics, but then it also says, this album represents a desperate attempt to make some sense of rock and roll. Deep in our hearts, we knew it was doomed to failure. The question remains, why did we try? So I'm not even sure what that means. But one of the songs, so this is 1980, there's one song that sort of stood out, and it's called Fit. And it's about, like, not fitting in. And he's addressing transphobia. He's addressing, like, if you're mixed race and people telling you that you don't fit in with either race. And the song is called Fit. It's pretty interesting that he was delving into that in 80. And I guess a lot of people can identify with not feeling that they fit in somewhere. So check that song out. It's pretty good. And now I really think this cover is way better than his debut album cover, but I'm not an expert. So the next one this is my absolute favorite Joe Jackson album. It's all covers, which is great. I mean, he's obviously a great songwriter. So it's Jumpin' Jive, which was a Cab Calloway song, and he does 2 Cab Calloway songs on this, as well as, so this came out in 81. Like, he just kept making albums. So he has a few Louis Jordan songs, and I went on YouTube and watched a few Louis Jordan performances, and it was so incredible. So basically, and I just love their ties, if you can see that. And then it says, so he's explaining, when my dad was my age, jazz was not respectable. It played in whorehouses, not Carnegie Hall. These classics of jump, jive, and swing are all from the 40s. And this was the first Joe Jackson album that I bought, and it is definitely my favorite. It sort of got me started into, like, oh, well, let me really delve into Joe Jackson and see what he's got out there. And I'm so glad I did. I can't believe I'm 40 years too late, or 40 years later, just getting caught up with this. And then the last Joe Jackson album I have came out in 86. It's called Big World, and if you see, it has in, I don't know how many different languages, the translation for Big World. It's a live album. He recorded it, and he was doing all new material, and he asked the audience to, hold their applause till they were sure the song was over. And it really, it gave, so on the inside, so yeah, it's a live album. On the inside, he has all the lyrics translated into, German, Italian, I think Japanese, French, Spanish, and then there's also stuff on here as far as the production. I'm trying to think, what did it say? It basically, what was I going to say? Oh, there was no post-recording mix. They pretty much taped it and put it out as is, and it's got 3 sides to this. There are 2 discs, but 3 sides. And I was going to insert a joke about, I've been listening to that 4th side, and it's going to grow on me. But what I really wanted to say was, he had said that this is not a double album, and you're only getting 3 sides. They sold it for the price of a regular album, so you got an extra side. And it really, so side 3 is definitely my favorite. I loved Tango Atlantico. The Jet Set is another song, and that's sort of what he's talking about, you know, the world. That's why he has all these languages on here. And yeah, it's a live album, and 1986. So that's what I have so far with Joe Jackson. If y'all can recommend any more Joe Jackson albums, you know, I'm sort of building this collection, playing catch up. I intend to do some more videos about, because I realized there are about 4 or 5 artists that I'm playing catch up. I had heard their names. I knew maybe one song, but all these years later, I'm playing catch up. So every so often, I'll do a video on the bands that I'm playing catch up on. Oh, and I want to say one more thing about Joe Jackson. In listening, I was listening to all these albums prior to making this video, and I just realized how prolific he is. When I looked at his Wikipedia page, it listed the genres, and there are about 7 genres, and I wrote them down. Punk rock, ska, new wave, jazz pop, sophistopop, and classical. So, you know, if you excel in all these genres, I mean, he's obviously very talented, and so if you need to play catch up with Joe Jackson, do it. It's worth it. And now I'm gonna talk about my newest acquisition, I guess. And this is a band. It's sort of the opposite of playing catch up. I feel like I'm sort of getting into them as I see them as a rising star, and I like to think that I got on pretty early. It's a band. It's 5 lads from South London. Shame. This is their new album, Drunk Tank Pink. It's even on a pink disc. I lucked out. The way I discovered this band, when I go to shows, I show up to hear all the bands, A, to get my money's worth, and B, because I always, or sometimes I'll end up discovering a band. And that's how I discovered Shame, and I saw them in March of 2018. I went to see Snail Mail, and Lindsay Jordan is the young woman, and she's incredible, great songwriter. I think when I saw her in 2018, I think she was 18 or 19. Went to see Snail Mail, discovered Shame. I went to the show that night not feeling well, so I was just going to stand to the side. But when Shame took the stage, everyone in the place responded, and it was just, I left that show exhilarated, and I decided I will see them every time they come to Atlanta. So they came the next time, May of 2019. Went to see them, exactly the same thing. This is a band you have to see live. I go because I love to see them. I'm like, let me buy one of their albums. This just came in the mail the other day. So this is their most recent album. It's got pictures. Let me get there's the light. It's got pictures of the band, and they're just so cool. Post-punk would be the genre. There's also the lead singer, Charlie Steen, did this piece of art, and it's got the lyrics on that side. So basically, this album just came out, and I ordered, at the same time I ordered this album, I ordered their album from 2018 called, what was it called? I can't remember. Darn, I'm blanking. Well, anyway, I ordered that one, and the new one came immediately, but the one that came out in 2018 isn't going to be shipped till March. Oh, Songs of Praise. And anyway, so what they had done prior to these albums, so they actually started in 2014. They self-released an EP called Gone Fisting. Love that title. So I guess when I saw them in 2018, I wasn't totally early to them, but early enough, and I think this band is going to really take off. They had done a few live albums on cassette and CD. So these are the first. Drunk Tank Pink is the first. This and Songs of Praise were the first LPs, and So you really, I feel like it's the reverse with Joe Jackson. I'm playing catch up with Shame. I feel like, yeah, I got on, and anytime they come to Atlanta, I will see them. I just wish bands were touring. But I found out Shame is going to try to do a European tour late this year. I think it's October of this year. November of this year, they're going to be doing a UK tour. They have been so busy. They were constantly touring when I saw them. I think they were like touring for quite a while. Then they, recorded an album. I hope these men are getting their rest now, and then hopefully they can do that tour, because I'm telling you, this is a band to see live. They're incredible. If you go on YouTube, KEXP has live shows, and I think they've done 2 of them, and they are very, very, even watching them perform, you're just like totally into it. Live, gotta see them live. And so I think that's all I had to say. So basically, I'll do a few more videos about bands I'm playing catch up with. And so don't in 40 years say, oh my God, I've got to play catch up with Shame. Get on the bandwagon right now. Enjoy them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe. Leave some comments. And I think I did well for my first video without Shawnee. And Shawnee, I miss you. I wish you were here. I'm sort of proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. I did this video by myself, and keep watching. I'm going to be doing a few more videos soon. I'm not going to let another month go without doing a video. So we'll see you next time.